This is the exact blueprint to making over $1 million by selling products that cost over $1,000 on the internet. You see, in the last 2.5 years, between all of my e-commerce and education businesses, we have made over $14 million selling high-ticket products online. And I've helped thousands of complete beginners build their own high-ticket product businesses. And I know right now, when it comes to making over $1 million online, it might feel like you're stuck in the middle of a forest with no map and no idea where to turn. And that's okay, because I'm gonna come meet you and show you exactly what to do step by step to making over $1 million online your reality. And by the end of this video, you will know the exact roadmap to making over $1 million selling high ticket products on the internet. And as a reward for investing your time here today to learn how to make $1 million, I will show you how to access a special mystery bonus that I've put together for you that you can use to take step number 1 towards making this vision a reality today. So step number 1, we're going to start with what not to do, because what not to do is often just as important as what you should be doing. For example, when you first learned to walk as a kid, did you start by running marathons? Of course not. You likely started in your living room, falling all over the place and making a whole bunch of mistakes. Then finally, you were able to walk around the living room, and then maybe you made it outside. And then after you made it outside for a couple months, maybe you could walk around the neighborhood. You slowly worked your way up over time. And that is exactly what we want to do with business. Here's what to avoid. So avoid capital intensive businesses that are very expensive to run when you're just getting started. Avoid businesses that require complex or nuanced skills that take a long time to learn. And lastly, avoid businesses without any margin for error, where if you make one mistake, the business is gonna fail. Now here's what we do want. We want businesses with minimal risk, which means low startup costs. So even if things go absolutely terribly, it's still not that big of a deal. We want businesses that are easy to set up and don't require any prior experience to succeed. And lastly, what we want is asymmetric upside. We want businesses, as I said before, that have virtually zero risk, but we still want to have a whole bunch of upside. So when things go well, we can still make a life-changing income relatively quickly. And that brings us to step number 2, which is the 2 best business models for any beginner to get started with. And both of these business models focus around selling high-ticket products online. And when I say high-ticket, I mean products on the internet that cost over $1,000. Now, we can't just sell any high-ticket products. We need to sell very specific high-ticket products, and we need to sell them in a very specific way. And as I said before, we want the maximum upside with as little as risk possible. That means we want minimum starting costs, we want minimum ongoing expenses, we want a minimal learning curve, and we want something that allows us to make mistakes early on. So let's say we invest $300 to $500 to get our business started. So that's our risk. And when we're selling high-ticket products, as soon as we sell one item, we can make thousands of dollars, meaning we're in the profit from what we invested to get started after we sell one item. And that's what I mean by asymmetric upside. And that leads us to step number 3, which is evaluating these 2 options and seeing which one is better suited to you. Now, if I had to guess, more business models are probably placed in front of you every single day than you can even consider, let alone take action on. So what you need to do when deciding upon a business model is you need to play to your strengths. For example, if you look at a soccer team or a football team, some people, like defenders, perform the best in the shadows, while other players like forwards who are supposed to be scoring goals and creating offense, you notice them when they're flashy, when they're scoring. So it's the exact same thing with business. If you're someone who's introverted and you just want to build your business in the background while no one really knows about you, then selling high ticket products using the high ticket e-commerce business model is perfect for you. There are stores doing literally hundreds of millions of dollars every single year, and people don't even know who owns them. Now, if you're someone who's extroverted, then selling high ticket digital products or education programs is an amazing option for you. So the key here is to ask yourself questions. Do you want to have a personal brand and a big following? Does that excite you, or does that make you uncomfortable? And lastly, do you have prior knowledge or skills that people would pay you to teach them? And because you've done this, you're now moving forward with confidence, knowing that you've taken this critical step that so many people miss. And that leads us to step number 4, which is deciding upon the perfect opportunity for you. For example, if you're introverted and you're shy and you don't have any prior experience with online business or any skills to teach anybody, then high ticket e-commerce is going to be the perfect business model for you. Where if you're an extroverted person where you have skill or expertise that you could teach to other people through your personal brand, and this skill could be anything. It could be from Google Ads to knitting. There are people making thousands of dollars teaching people how to do pretty much anything online. And that leads us to step number 5, which is how to make money selling high ticket e-commerce or high ticket digital products. So imagine if you were baking a cake or you're baking some complicated recipe? Would you just rush into the kitchen and start throwing things in the bowl, mixing it up, or would you prepare first? You would obviously prepare first. You would have steps. Do this, step number 1, step number 2. And it's the same thing when we're getting started with any business model. So with high-ticket e-commerce, the roadmap can be distilled to 6 steps. Step number 1, we want to find a multi-million-dollar product. And the main criteria of your product is you want it to cost over $3,000, have at least 30,000 people per month searching for it, and you want it to be non-seasonal so you can make sales all year round. Once you have $1 million product, you want to find the top suppliers for that product type, which is step number 2. And you can use a tool called Supplier HQ to find the top suppliers for nearly any product type. And the criteria of a top supplier is they enforce minimum advertised price, meaning all the sellers have to sell at the same price. No one can undercut each other. They give you good profit margins of at least 25% or higher. And there's high branded demand of over 500, meaning there's at least 500 people typing that brand in on Google every month. So people are familiar and they know the brand. We're ready for step number 3, which is building our own virtual showroom. So for most of history, a showroom was physical, but now we can build online virtual showrooms on site building platforms like Shopify. We can advertise on our own virtual showroom that we set up pretty much for free across the entire country of the US, which is like 400 million people. Now we need to get these suppliers and actually list them on our website. It's very easy. We just want to reach out and request to become an authorized dealer, which means we have permission to list their products on our website. Then once we have that, we're ready for advertising. And I use what I call fast selling systems. So there's multiple fast selling systems. We can use Google Ads, which allows us to target specific keywords. So the reason earlier I said we want to target brands that have brand demand is we can target people in step number 5 already searching for the exact products we're selling, and they'll have their credit card in hand ready to pay us. Now, another method we use is the big budget e-commerce method, where rather than selling to consumers, we sell to businesses. People in my program have sold orders for upwards of $100,000 to crazy clients like hotels on the Las Vegas Strip, the US Army. And the best part about this is it doesn't require a single penny in advertising to do it. We just email companies and we show them how we can help them make more money. And now here's how you sell high-ticket digital products. Step number 1 is you need to be an expert or have skill in something, but you need to be an expert in something that other people want to get better at. If you don't have expertise right now, then you need to spend some time acquiring that expertise, and you can do that through buying courses yourself, watching videos on YouTube, reading books. Step number 2 is you need to really highlight what makes you unique. For example, if you love fitness and you have diabetes, you don't want to just sell a fitness course. You want to sell a fitness offer for people with diabetes, because when you get more niche and you target very specific segments of people that aligns with who you are, you can charge exponentially more. Then step number 3, you want to start sharing value on social media. So you want to pick Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. You want to share value and share what you've done that has led to the results that you've gotten. And then you want to put a link in your bio. And as you're sharing value, you want to direct people into an opt-in page where you can collect their email and you can start emailing them. And when you're making content, you want to find similar people who are in your space, like fitness for diabetes, but you want to look at the top performing creators in whatever niche it is, and you want to use their content as inspiration to make your own. And as you're sharing value, you're probably going to have people start to reach out to you. And at this point, it's really up to you, where you work with people on this thing one-on-one. You ideally want to build up your email list to at least a few hundred people, and then you can start making formal offers. You want to build a program that shows very systemized how you got to your results. And then you can then make them an offer to join that system for a price point over $1,000. So when you're pricing your product, the way to get a digital product over $1,000, especially early on, is to have a high level of personalization. No one's going to pay you $1,000 for a PDF that has the 5 steps on it. But if you work with them and give them 2 calls a week with you, then most people will be happy to pay over $1,000, even if it's something like playing the trumpet. So over time, you can be less involved in the one-on-one coaching, but your program, the digital product itself, is getting better and better because of all the insights. So over time, you can slowly do less and less of the coaching yourself, while the program becomes better and better and turns into an asset where people can go through it and really not have any questions because everything's already answered. And that leads me to step number 6, which is getting a roadmap yourself. So whether you want to go e-commerce or whether you want to go digital products, you need a roadmap for yourself. So with my program, the High-Ticket E-commerce Incubator, which has been around for just over 2 years, we've done exactly that. So when you join, you get action task checklists with clear systems. So that system I outlined to you earlier with the 6 steps, every module shows you exactly what to do. There's clear action tasks and checklists that you have to finish at the end of every module. And if you just go through the modules and you do those action task checklists, you will get the result. And not only that, you get a one-on-one coach to support you. So whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's building a digital coaching program, you need to find people who've already done this successfully, and it's probably worth your time to pay them to show you how to do it yourself. This leads us to step number 7, which is exactly what to look for. So imagine you're shopping for a house. While the house is very important, you also want to consider other things. Is the house near a school? Is there an airport nearby where you're going to have planes whizzing over your house all day long? Is your neighborhood safe? Now, we want to do the same thing when we're choosing a program for ourselves. And there's 3 main things that I recommend you consider. First is the business model itself. So as I discussed before, we want asymmetric upside. So question, how many Amazon FBA owners or agency owners do you see making $60,000 within a few months? I know virtually zero, and I bet you know zero as well. With high-ticket e-commerce, I've had numerous people come in and then build to $50,000 income within a few months without any prior experience. And in my opinion, selling high-ticket products, whether through e-commerce or selling digital products, are the two business models with the most asymmetric upside. But you need to ask yourself questions like, do you get a one-on-one coach? Is there clear action task checklists? How many group coaching calls per week? Are there other coaches in different areas? So you're gonna have your one-on-one coach to go to for things, but is there like an SEO coach, an email coach, Google Ads coach that can help you with those specific things? And then you wanna look also at the offer. So is there a guarantee? If you do certain things, is there a guarantee you're gonna get a result or a refund? Or is it some crazy thing where you get absolutely no chance at a refund? Obviously, if the company is willing to give you a guarantee of a result or a money-back guarantee based upon your own satisfaction, they are more confident that their system is going to make you happy as a customer. So I'd recommend considering both the business model, the program, and the offer itself, and lastly, the results it's delivered. And with the high-ticket e-commerce program, we have helped literally 50 plus people build over $100,000 in the last couple of years, and our students have generated millions and millions of dollars. While unbiased as my program, I've never seen any program focused on beginners, so people who have no experience, deliver such insane results in such a short period of time for so many people. And that leads us to step number 9, which is taking action on starting your first online business selling high-ticket products. While e-commerce is expected to grow by over 50% in the next 3 years, I would imagine high-ticket e-commerce products that cost over $1,000 is going to see skyrocketing growth of 200 or 300%. So the demand is absolutely skyrocketing to the point where there's not enough stores to make up for the demand for these items. So there's a huge opportunity to get into this early and be one of the pioneers where you can become a staple store that can last you the rest of your life and build financial freedom for yourself and for your family. And we've now put together an amazing offer. So if you join right now, you get a 60-day money-back guarantee, and we'll partner you with a store owner where you can pay a large portion of the program investment through sales that we help you make. So if you want to join the top e-commerce program on the market, I'm going to put a link below where you can apply to work directly with me and my team. But that's all for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and leave any questions in the comments, and I'll get back to you there. Cheers, and thank you for watching.